travel agency. I was wondering if you yourself have done many travels, or how would you say that maybe some perspectives from outside Ethiopia, inside Ethiopia, how those perspectives influence your decision making in your company as well?
So, what travel have you been on, and how has that influenced your decisions in running your company?
Yeah, we've traveled as a family once or twice a year, and we've been to around 35 countries, almost 35, depending who you ask. So my wife has been, places. So separately, we have traveled as well. Yes, we do love to travel. That's why one thing I loved when I first started the business. I tend to be a bit outgoing, so I love to meet new people. So we go to new places all the time, and because we love to do that, and because we love to see well-organized countries with a lot of travel packages, we like to do similar things for Ethiopia as well. So that way we do tours. We try to be creative. We try to increase our tourism for Ethiopia as well. So we're building lodges because of that in some places, and we're trying to improve our services, but because we are exposed to other tour markets. So yeah, it does influence. Traveling is the best education. We learn a lot when we travel. So because you've learned that, we want to other people also to have similar experience.
What's the best place you've been?
Switzerland.
Oh, okay. Helen.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
One, how do you recharge? So I feel like as a leader, you're constantly having to inspire and push. So what does that for you? And then two, what are you reading currently?
So question one is, as a leader, you're constantly having to give out and inspire. What do you do to recharge? And the second question is, what are you reading right now?
To recharge, what I do is once a week on Wednesdays I stay home, or I go where I can be by myself. So, and Saturday, Sundays I don't work. Usually those, when children are small, that's the family time. But nowadays I pause on Wednesdays, and Saturday, Sundays are also usually my recharging days. So that's how I do it. Reading, 0 to 1 is a book I'm reading. Yeah.
I asked you to get that.
She actually just gave me that book, so
Okay.
I'm on page 3. I've had it for a month, so I'll keep you. Good question. I once asked you, or I think we went for breakfast once, and the number one thing you said to me was around exercise. Tell me a bit about, or tell us about exercise and why you asked that question.
For me, I like to be all-rounded and I like to be fit. And so I exercise. I used to do taekwondo a lot, but now I'm doing a lot of jogging or walking every day. So my aim is to do 10 kilometers every day, but I usually do less than that. But Saturdays, Sundays, I do the longest exercise. So every day I walk and jog. Yeah.
And what is that link? Why is that significant to success in business?
Yeah, you have to be physically fit because in the office usually you tend to sit down too long, and you drive most of the time in the car and don't do a lot of physical exercise. And we tend to have a stressful life. So the best way to let it out is exercising and burning, really the energy. So balancing our mental work and physical work is very, very, very important. So I like to see all-rounded body. Physically, we should be tired, sweat, and mentally also when we need to challenge ourselves in reading, and our mind also has to exercise. So I try to have all-rounded. Yeah.
I remember reading something Richard Branson said, the founder of Virgin Group, where he was asked, "What is the key to your success?" And the person asking was waiting for him to say something about a secret business model or a secret little recipe he does every day or something. And he waited and he said it was every day I exercise. And he said, in exercising, what I do is I challenge my body and my mental capacity. And he said, if I can succeed in what I'm attempting to do in the gym, I can succeed outside of the gym. And in reading that, it really clicked for me, the significance of actually physical health, how closely it's linked to mental health and our general well-being. And so when Kilfe asked me that question, I really knew there was something in it. I think we have time for maybe one or two more questions before we wrap this segment up. Yes?
So you talked about how after you started the first person you had was work, and then afterwards you started recruiting people. So what was your mechanism to recruiting people? You know, financially, and also when it comes to what did you really choose? Did you choose a person who was already trained, or did you get a person and then train them afterwards?
So, when employing, did you first get someone who is experienced or someone who is just brand new that you could train? What was key to those first employees?
For me, I always choose the person that has a good heart of service and a good interest to learn. I tend to hire a fresh person and train them, then try to correct what they've learned, bad things they've learned. So I choose a person who's very fresh. Yeah.
It's a good question. So before we finish, I would love for you to almost commission, or what piece of advice would you say to someone who wants to do business in Ethiopia, is thinking about it, or is going through a challenging time at the minute? What would you say to them right now if they were in this room?
I feel business is like hammering a nail. And if it's bent, try to fix it and keep going at it. If it's hot, cool it down. So there is, for me, be consistent and do not be discouraged sometimes with small problems you're facing. Stay at it and ask other people on how to fix that problem. Be thinking, is this problem that I can fix, or this problem that I could change or go to another business. So I feel if it's a business that will last a long time, stay at it, and then try to address the issue in a different direction, and then you might. It depends, but I like to see some people just get out of the business quickly instead of trying to find solution for it. So, I think it's all depend on the person and the situation, but I think I like to see people staying on the business.
That's brilliant. Can we hear it for Kilfe and the wonderful